Oh,
I'm just gonna get my phone.
ah,
Okay, I
my
think we're going live here. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right, I'll pull up Facebook. We're live. All
God.
right. Um, okay, here we go.
Mm.
Into the wild blue yonder.
But it's
So
going to be wild.
so it's funny because 2 days ago I was trying to set up the next show because this whole whatever this is, this space, won't allow like long-term dates. And I put you on the calendar, but I've been in that mode of show me something right now. So it's been, I don't know about you, and we can talk about it and certainly talk about you, who you were, who you are, and so on, what you're doing. But to me, these last few days have been the deepest waters I've ever gone through,
Mhm.
and I'm still in them. So I told Morgan this morning, I got to go to the beach. I got to be alone. And and I did. And so I'm out there and I'm listening to music and I had set up another show for tonight, number 29, skipping number 28, because for the last 2 days I thought I'm going to come on at some point when everything's right. That'll be
You
number
think?
28. And I thought it would be me. And so anyway, I'm sitting out there on this log and I'm just sitting there and then you messaged me an hour and a half ago and said, are we still going on today? I'm like, oh my God, what time?
No.
But anyway, I told you in that message, yeah, you asked me, do you feel it? I'm like, yeah, I feel it. And I think this is the physical synchronicities or whatever you want to call it that we're to put our faith and our thoughts, words, and actions into in this crazy time. Crazy, where the magnifying glass that we look upon ourselves with is above all else, right? It's I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so in that symmetry, in that synchronicity, you text me while I'm sitting on the beach. I sent you some pictures at the end and contemplating everything, thinking, okay, I got something going on tonight. And then it happened. I thought, okay, this is it. So Coco, welcome to this platform, episode 28, which is all about you. Uh, would love to know whatever you want to share with us about your beautiful soul. Um, Thank you for your service to humanity and the Mother Goddess energy that I saw in you about a month ago and so many of your sisters. So many. Uh, thank you for that. And yeah, I think I'll just hand the hot potato over to you now.
Thank you. It is absolutely an honor to be here. Um, and I saw that you'd like started resurrecting yourself doing these shows. And I can remember just going to bed about a week and a half ago and just seeing a live that you did. It was a short live, and I was just like, I wonder how you get on Todd's show. But then a little bit, if I'm really truthful, the inner side of me, the little girl in me was like going, Todd, I'm on this show. Because it was just like an epiphany moment of I was so meant to be here. And I kid you not, less than 3 minutes after I said that, you messaged me and said, "Do you want to be on the show?" And I was like, okay, it's on. It's on. And so I'm just really feeling called and compelled that this is just such a beautiful alignment. And the fact that I thought it wasn't going to happen today, and then it has happened today. And just before I sat down, I had different clothes on. It was like, Mother just went, go put red on now. I know we're going to go into such a deep space because it's like she is working my ass. In a really good way, in such a good way. Um,
Yeah,
but
her
in a way where,
voice has,
yeah, I'm
there's a
expanding
slight,
in a beyond myself. But yeah, go on.
sorry, there's a slight lag. It should straighten
Ah,
out. Her voice has been very strong in
mm-hmm,
the last few days.
mm-hmm,
And I've heard her voice. You have these times when something big happens, you get a big download or whatever the case is. I think this would be the fourth time, if maybe the third or fourth time. Uh, but it feels so deep,
mm-hmm,
so sobering, so many things. And I can't even imagine um, anything. Step into the unknown, lighter and lighter and lighter. Oh, yeah, what's there? That's the whole point. And it's pure mother to me.
mm-hmm.
But thank you.
Yeah. But we're only shown like one step at a time right now, and not even shown the full step. That's how it feels that we're having to trust so implicitly and surrender fully to her that we're not meant to have anything skewing that connection or um that return to her. The other day I like saw this vision of her from the beginning and myself at the beginning with her. And I'll go deeper into that in a bit. But the vision at the end was that she'd done this long exhale breath. And now she's like breathing back in and has the tsunami of her breath, like brings us closer to her. She's just cleansing everything out of the way that doesn't belong. And it is a process and a half. And like you say, in the last couple of days, it has intensified to a depth of love that, um, and having to go with the process that I haven't experienced since my near death. And um, at the weekend, I don't even know what day we're on right now. I think it was at the weekend with Mary Costello. I've been sitting with her and some beautiful goddesses and sirens of the mother, as I call them. And we went so deep into the mycelium of the earth around the healing of the masculine wound and seeing that as the structure. And my whole body rewrote because I could feel the fascia in my body moving in correlation with the earth mycelium. And I just thought, oh my God, we are so plugged in right now, and we are creating the very fabric of this reality as we go through our bodies, through our being. And Mary said a beautiful line around the new world will be created through the woman's bliss. And it really feels like that our wounds are being activated in such a profound way that we are creating through our bodies and being. And the beautiful thing that's happened this week is that the men are being drawn in and they're feeling that connection and resonance also. And I hope Todd's still there. He's frozen. Are you there? Maybe.
Yes, I'm here.
Are you there? Did you hear any of that?
Yes, I heard. That's the thing. I mean, this is what I'm coming to. Even, I can't even say I knew anything 5 days ago, and I don't know anything actually no less today than I did 5 days ago, but something on or about 5 days ago, where I don't know, it's like our me. I'll speak for myself. try to say it this way. My multidimensionality, my soul, right down to the unique signature of my soul,
Hmm.
is here. We don't
Yeah.
have to pull it in anymore. We don't have to look for the shadows or the programs or the patterns because they're going to show themselves to you real quick. And the, 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 uh, I put a little meme a while ago. So I'm not going to please saying what's for me to do it alone. Yet, in doing it alone, I'm doing it as one. And I don't even know what the hell that means, really. But I do. There's like something about the separation of the hero or the heroine. You know, the the person on point, the consciousness on point. Something about that level of experience, which is our teacher, right? When you get right down to it, um, there's something about that that is to be heard now. And when you said we were creating our reality, I mean, I've done a lot of shows over the years, and I've heard lot of things, and things are relevant to the time, right? Because the consciousness is expanding so fast. So
Hmm.
when you say we are creating this now, that's where I'm at. I don't understand it, but it's wild. It's like a vortex, really.
Hmm.
Um, so I step into this arena and ask someone to step in with me, like today, this episode 28, Coco, and just open up and do the best and say whatever, whatever. Because I am gaining the most from seeing the realest in me and the realest in others.
Hmm. But that's how it's working, right? That it can only come through our authenticity and our vulnerability and our human kind of aspects mixed with the duality of our divinity coming in. Because when I'm with certain people, and including yourself, I can see the very fabric of reality being created. It's like the more you tune into that unique blueprint of self, all of self, then you become just this beaming light. And this is what's creating the net, but it's almost beyond just being a light, being a beacon. It's like creating life in the moment, and everything begins to make sense. I mean, my life right now, I keep having these moments, these flashes of seeing how every single lifetime that I've had has come to this point, and everything makes sense. And there are those that are facing forward or those that are looking back. And it's like once you face forward, you don't know what's next because you're building it as you go. You've got no idea what's coming, or even how to process it. You just have to be with the moment. And the synergy that happens when we come together like that is the thing that creates the reality. There can be no like hiding behind the stories that we had or the identities that we've had. None of that makes sense, as in it's been turned into something else. So it doesn't
Yeah.
really,
It,
it's like there is nothing there.
yeah, it's crazy because when I reawoke in 2011, one of the first things that came to me was, yeah, the first thing was faith,
Hmm.
but faith. And it was like I was given the word or whatever the case is. I looked it up and there was a second definition that was transitive verb because to me it felt very much like a download or whatever of motion, not of
Hmm.
not of a noun or stagnation or a certain place or nirvana or space, but something about motion. And that definition is to trust, semicolon, believe.
Hmm.
And and so as I reflect on that and listen to what you're saying, um, I can't have any other limitation but to understand and believe, even in this dense physicality, that anything is possible,
Hmm.
and that in some crazy cosmic multidimensional, nobody has the right protocol or process or modality or history or narrative. It operates from the heart, and the
Hmm.
heart doesn't need instruction, and the heart's like connected to all the cosmic and everything, past, future, parallel, all that wisdom.
Hmm.
What you said about having the code to now operate in this vessel for however long we're gifted and blessed to do it. That's how I feel. And I'm so honored to be able to even say that right now, because I didn't know I was going to say anything like that. But I feel like our voices are important.
Mm. They're beyond important. I mean, I would not believe I would have been sat doing this like a month ago. And also starting my own podcast and also having a book coming out. It's just like, it's insane where it's like, and now that's how I feel. It's like, go, go, go. Because I had no inclination of starting a podcast. And it was just like, you need to call the women now and just start it because our voices, the sound. And for me, I am beyond like grateful that I get to emanate with the sound of the mother coming through me. That everything that I've been through has brought me to this point. And I don't think I was meant to know that as a glorious thing before everything happened. It's like all the trials and tribulations and the pain and the suffering now make sense because I was being reformed so that I could carry this sound, the original sound of Mother echoing out. And there are others like me that are now coming together and creating this, like, yeah, just original sound of creation. It's hard to even put into words sometimes, but it is. We are all going back to Mother, to the original creation of us as beings, as the whole shebang bang, as I call it, the whole cosmos is
Oh,
bringing itself back. It's like we've done this journey for so long together as a collective that it's now we're switching track. We're coming back to ourselves to fully know and be ourselves. And like you say, the soul is the it's just in the driving seat right now. It's in the driving seat, as in it's showing each step I take. It's showing me that this was already written. You know, this is already in the cards. There is nothing that is out of order or going awry. All this is meant to be. We wanted to learn who we were in our full multidimensional, limitless selves. And this is the ride. And to embrace, the dark and the light, the sweet and the bitter, just all of it, because it's all from love. It's all from love, no matter which way you want to turn it or twist it or make it something different. Those are just definitions and language we've put on as humans so that we could actually experience life. But ultimately, it all comes from the same thing. You know, it all comes from her. That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. God, how do you explain this place we're in where you hear something like that? There's so much that's coming in, so many streams. So like you can hear something or see something in the mind's eye with the five senses, whatever the case is, all of it. And that's really what it's coming down to, which is interesting about the voice because the voice has a five sense quality, but
Hmm.
it also has that invisible, etheric, non-physical quality. And I've not always felt, but I've always marveled at, you know what, maybe that's where it all meets. Maybe that's where it all happens. In the moment, speaking our truth, as they say, being ourselves. Um,
Hmm.
and I lost track of what I was going to say in the beginning, but that's to me that's something that I received over the years, you might say. Like all of us receive stuff, and I see it as one of many many things coming to fruition, coming to be right,
Hmm.
and this is a really huge passageway that we've gone through, going through, went through. I don't know, past, present, future, all merged. But I'm talking about maybe from November, first of the year, whatever whatever, February, 2 days ago, now, whatever. Um, it's been, it is, and I guess will be as long as we need to be a very different thing that our human incarnation aspect, with all of its multidimensionality, has ever felt. And I'm talking mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, psychiatrically, every which way, and then, right?
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's weird because I don't know how you feel about this, but like the more vulnerable I feel, it's not like falling into an abyss, but it's like falling, like backwards, but it's more like falling forth into the abyss.
Hmm.
And the more, and you get stripped, and the more vulnerable and transparent I am with myself first, because that's the only conversation I can have where nobody, no other outside influence, person, place, or thing can influence. Uh, I've never felt weaker, but I've never felt more powerful.
Hmm.
And like you said, they don't even give you the next step. They only give you like, the first third of it. Go ahead. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for letting me speak.
Yeah. When you said November, then November feels like years ago to me because so much has happened since then because it felt like a portal around December of just you either got to surrender, you're on a different ride now, and if you don't, you're going to get flung off somewhere. And it was just like that sense of like you said, really dropping into there is nowhere to hide anymore. There's not, you can't hide behind anything or yourself, and you just have to be as clear and vulnerable and speak in the moment of what is actually happening in the body and being sensitive. My sensitivity has changed in a it's no longer like reactive or as in, oh, I'm feeling a lot. I know I'm feeling a lot, but I'm feeling a lot so that the wave of emotion can move and be expressed in whatever form it is. And it was such a journey between then and now around November because I still had this program of, oh, but you've got to look a certain way or you've got to be professional, like you're going out into the world. But it was like, no, you just need to be human. That's it. There is no like any other thing because to be human is to be it all. That's how it feels to me now that we are moving into a place where our feeling ability and sensitivity and communication through energy is where it's at. As much as the sound of words are important, I just feel like we will, yeah, we're just, for myself, I feel I'm communicating in a different way, as in, I feel what's being said before it's being said, before the words erupt. And I can feel the discordance in my body if someone's coming towards me without dropping fully in. It's like it's so acute now that it's like it almost jars me. Um, I don't even know where we're going. But yeah, there's something about the body now that's just key to the whole operation, you know.
I totally agree with that part. I mean, like everything you said, I can't remember what you said now because that's the kind of
I
mind we're
don't feel
working with.
like I'm out of body myself right now.
But but and for me, I mean, I've talked to obviously with Morgan, we've talked about this. I remember going back maybe a couple of years ago, toward the end of the the high volume of shows on Soul Speaks 5D. We started to talk about the body, how the body was coming online, and I know I've had physical reconstruction or whatever, whatever in my body at a physical basis. And I know a lot of people that have, but I never considered or even thought about the body itself being a consciousness, the body being as important as any part of the multidimensionality of the human or any of our multiversal, multidimensional, right? Um, and it's really coming online.
Mhm.
And I'm finding that it's been a long relationship. And what's done is done. And we can let that shit go, homie. You know what I mean? It's like the body's saying, you know what, man? We've stored all, we've, st- we've stored all of this
Mhm.
code, code, code in our physical heavy density or spacesuit, whatever you want to call it. And it's as real as any other part of our
Mm.
etherical, right? And so
Yeah.
now let's let it go because this
Mm.
body is the Merkaba. This body
Mm.
can do fucking anything.
Yeah.
It can. And
It,
I feel that the way this energy works in this, from my perspective, this part of the stream of it, the more we share it, the more we talk about it, the stronger it gets, and that third energy works with us more and more obviously in our personal journeys every day, every moment. That's how I feel.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It's so strange that you use the word um, heavy density because, as you were saying that, the words, but is it though, like popped in my head, as in, we look at the body as this heavy thing, but now it's like it's lightening up. This is the light body, you know? And we had to go through all those layers just to get to the realization that the body, you can't do anything without the body. And actually it's lighter than you think because it's carrying like so many like layers of reality that it feels dense, but in fact, it's the total opposite once you come in to the body. Um,
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's like the
yeah.
bod. It's like, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let me just say
Mm,
this and go back and keep channeling. But when we connect and when we have connected with that and all of that, be it whatever it is, the mother, the father, both, and everything that comes from that infinite stream, there's a certain something here. You know,
mhm,
when we get real intel, Whether we share it or not, or whether we think we're clever or not, it's here. It lands. You don't have to explain it. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the place I'm finding the body. I'm finding my experience right now with the body, which is basically the same mother energy of no judgment. This
Mm-hmm.
body has no judgment, even though it may have stored judgment or stored this or stored. That's not it. Just like Coco, that's not, you're not just Coco. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. That, and so it's like a physical dimensional connection or something happening.
Mm. So
That's
there's
how I feel.
two
That's
things.
one sentence I went all the time. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like there's two things being spoken here. One is that our bodies love us so much that if you tell it to store shit, it will store shit for you. You know what I mean? Because it loves you so much. But now it's kind of saying, okay, baby boo, we've done that. Now, how would you like to experience just letting it all go and feeling yourself as light expansion in the very fabric of life? Because that's what we are. We are aspects, each an aspect of life, and we're being asked to come into full alignment with ourselves, which is actually confusing a lot of people because they've not been used to feeling themselves as themselves because we're full of indoctrination, right? So that's the rub. Will you just allow yourself to just let it go? And yes, it can feel so disorientating. And boy, let me tell you, my journey with that, I had such a strong ego. She had to take me out, as in a near-death experience, because I was hanging on to my identity for dear life. And every time I feel this energy, the energy that you're talking about, I just want to cry because when I met the mother and was taken back into the womb and the arms of her, I was so weightless. And that drop of love that she put inside my heart was like nothing I've ever felt in my from the beginning of time. And it's like if people could understand that that's where she's taking us, this isn't some, it's our original sense of self, our original sense of being, without all the dross and without all the clutter and without all the stories and without all that, because we are, it's hard to put into it because we are just moving in space and time with her. We are a part of her. We can't not be. All life to me was birthed through her. And however it's split and 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 split, and then we're part of that puzzle. She's showing us to come back into focus, into one singularity, and to feel that that love permeates us all and every single thing that's here. And that's what can be hard to comprehend because it's like you say, how can you be loved so much without judgment? Without, there's no guilt, shame, blame, judgment, anything. You are a pure child of God. And there is no judgment. There is no all this stuff that we've created and designed to criticize and judge ourselves and blame and shame each other is just it's just time to put it down because it doesn't make any sense
Isn't
to
that
the
something?
where we are at now. And we can just put it down. We don't have to analyze it. We don't have to look at it. We don't have to, condense it or shift it into anything. We can allow ourselves to just be the love that we are if we fall into faith.
Yeah. See, this ain't, that fluffy, loving light, cheesy ass. stuff. No, I'm not throwing shade at our past. I'm not throwing shade on anything. And having spoken to many people in my own experience and of everybody's journey of that dark point, that space where you said, fuck this, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
This is on me. And then be careful what you ask for.
Uh-huh.
Because here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you with? What's your place look like? Where are you at? This is beyond who are you? Why am I here? I love what
Mm-hmm.
you say about going back to the mother, and I see it like everything in the universe. It's a paradox because we're going
Mm-hmm.
back and we're birthing out.
Yeah.
But today,
Mm-hmm.
today, like talking to you and the flow of everything and honoring that synchronicity, um, I feel compelled to say, God, how do you say this? I'm aware of the birth. I can feel
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm hanging
Mm.
on. I got white knuckles, and I realize that it's half her and it's half me.
Yeah.
I'm just as responsible. So she's birthing me. I'm birthing me. We're birthing me
Mm.
from this space, from the
Yeah.
yoniverse, from the mysterious, from the unknown, holy
Mm.
darkness into what? It's the same thing. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what, but the more we take what we've experienced and learned right up to the last second and apply it to a truly more and more and more conscious experience, recognizing the experience is it, life is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big pill for, I think, light workers and star seeds and people that have been out there saying, this is what the fuck's going on. And I've been there. I'm that person, you know. But yeah, it doesn't mean that our contribution to it all will change or whatever. It just means that everything has changed. Every
Mm-hmm.
single thing. And we lose
Yeah.
nothing but to let go of all that which we fear. And this came into me, okay, walking on the beach this morning. I know I love you. I could say that too. I know I love you means anything and everything singular, whatever outside of me, anything external. And I say this straight up because it's all the same thing. I love you. And you know why I know I love you? Because I don't fear you.
Mm. Mm.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
came to me.
Mm. Yeah. Fear's a funny thing, right? It feels funny to me right now because, what I'm.
You don't have to look you don't have to look for it. It's all over the place.
Well, this is the thing, right? Because I'm not feeling fear for that. I'm in a fear of, like you said, holding on, going, holy shit, I'm birthing the fucking fabric of the universe
Uh-huh.
with mother.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? And then I'm feeling everyone like saying what's going on, but in a way of they're looking at the collapse of the thing, but not basking in the glory of the love. Because to me, all I feel and see is like I said, that in breath, but as she's breathing us back into her, we're breathing out through her. And so that's what I'm feeling, experiencing, going, oh my God, how mad is this? That this thing that we've all been waiting for is actually here. We're doing it. We're doing the thing that we said that we came to do to build a new world. It's like, hello, we're building the new world. Why are you all panicking? It's like, what did you expect to happen? The things that you said you didn't want to be here are actually being removed. You know, it's like, what's the problem?
Yeah, be careful what you ask for. It's worked
It's
the
like I
whole
don't
way.
understand the issue. It's like, and for me, I'm not a political person or whatever, but and I don't really tune into that. But mother like poked me away, like digging me in my back the other day to write this post, which I've not done yet because it's like I just can't be doing with the noise of whether because in fact I might just say it now. Shall I say it now? Yeah, let's just expose.
Please, please say it now. Please share that with us.
So the post was about the whole Trump thing that's happening now, and she said you need to write a post that says Trump, the Messiah of our times. And I went, oh no, am I right? Because I thought I just can't be doing with the backlash. But the explanation was everyone is playing their part right now to dismantle. And he is a child of her. And he's doing a job where he's been in a position of the dark because he's the only one that could like show us all what we've been like swimming in, the distortions, the corruption, the whatever else it is. And he's doing his little job and everyone's got their job to do. Just let him dismantle that because while light workers say they want to build a new world and dismantle the thing, they haven't got the capacity right now to do it because they're buying into the story of it. So it's like let him do his job and let the unfolding happen because this is what's happening. And it's like on the other side of the unfolding and the unraveling is our innate power, you know, our ability to we are co-creating this. We all have the words and things, but it's like, are we actually allowing the co-creation to happen through the body? Or are you just thinking that you're a co-creator and doing all the other stuff and looking at the things? Do you know what I mean? It's like if we say we're going to co-create a new world, then sit your ass down and let's go create a new world.
Yeah.
Do you know what
So
I
it's
mean? It's
like,
like let it move through you, let it do its thing.
so
That's
we,
yeah.
yes, 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 hell yes. This is real time intel. Thank you very much, Coco, for sharing this. I mean,
You're so welcome.
we say we're empaths. We say we're
Mm,
awakened. We're humble. We've done the work. Um, we say we have an awareness. Um, we're able to take our pure intention and our highest understanding of unconditional love to marry our free will with universal will in this moment.
mhm. Yeah.
And my wife calls that the 0 point.
Hmm.
And it can
Yeah.
apply at any time, any
Hmm.
moment. That's part of this new earth is, you know what? Fuck that. That's just dirt on my shoulder. It's gone
Hmm.
now. And I thought it was gone when we crossed this threshold.
I said to someone the other day, it's like a divine comedy
I
because
forgot.
it is. Do you know what I mean? As in, we are we came to learn duality or be to build the capacity to hold both sides, the light, the dark, whatever you want to call it, the good, the bad, and all the little labels we've given this the same thing, but it's on just a spectrum. And so once, like what Morgan says, once you get there, thank you. The picture's just fallen off wall. I feel like spirits in the house. Um,
Oh shit, here we go. Who's that? We're gonna find
yeah,
who
it's
that
just
is right
like,
now.
who is that? Um, it's like once you're able to feel that, you do come into 0 point because you realize that it's all the same thing. And we're already here. It's already happening.
What
We're already here. We're already in it. And if we can just allow ourselves to feel it all, like you said, this thing that we call empathic has to kind of switch a little bit, as in we're not here to feel each other's emotions like that. We're here to feel the fabric of the bloody world, universe. Do you know what I mean? And then channel that through us so that we can feel that and come into cohesion and cohesiveness with each
yeah.
other. This when we want to tune into each other's emotions and take each other's emotions on and analyze each other's emotions. It's like, that's not what the gift of sensitivity was for. It was so that you could feel one another and build a grid and build a network because you were allowing all life to move through us because we're not labeling it, we're not giving it structure, it's just energy. You know, like you said, this forward motion, it's like energy that just wants to move. And the more I'm doing that, it's like the sound that wants to come out of me, it's like this boom. It's just, it's like dense tone of like, oh my God, I am Earth right now. Um, and it's humbling at the same time because it's like there is still that thing of, oh, am I really doing this shit? Am I doing this? Am I doing it? I don't. And then in the next moment, actually, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like going along with the wave and figuring it out as I go along. Yeah.
Big energy.
What was that? You
Big.
broke up then.
Um, can you can you hear me?
It's cutting in and out, but keep going. I think I'll get the gist.
Okay. So, and it should be okay on the replay. Um, yeah, I love this whole thing about bringing Trump up in a light worker atmospheric arena or space
Mm,
in that manner. And because it feels to me like the conversation and where we're at is kind of in the same place, which is the extreme of the extreme
mhm,
of the conditioning, the programming, and so on, and having all of that information and then standing there going, okay, that's what that looks like now. That's some bullshit. But and then on the other end, to see a very, what would you say, paradoxical character, persona, energy that is representative of so many different things.
mhm,
And yet there is this something in there that's saying, okay, this is possible, just as it is with the other way. And so what I'm trying to say is that in that person and any other person, really, this is the equation. This is how we break the code that we already, I think, did. But it's like coming
mhm,
into the human now going, oh my God, how does this shit work? You mean the shoe's not going to fall on my head? The world's, you know what I mean? But it's, it's everything is the yin and yang. Everything is yin and yang. So he represents that and he represents this. You represent
mhm,
that, you represent this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that part, I don't know what you said earlier, and I don't know if I heard it in my mind's eye or whatever the case was, but where it sounds crazy, but the human voice,
mhm,
be it tone, be it words, be it whatever, carries the purest code real time right now. And instead of trying to understand those two sides of the yin yang or Trump or whatever the case is, we take it into that center point within ourselves, which is like the alleyway of the toroidal, right? You know what I mean? Like we're everything's like flowing in both sides, right? Yeah, that's and we're physical humans, and we're like, oh my God, well, I need this multi aspect, or I need this ability from Atlantis, or no, they're saying, hey, no, 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 it's you.
mhm,
It's right now, no matter what you've done, what you did, or what you said, right up to this point, to be as open as you can be now, no matter how it
mhm.
feels.
Yeah.
Like how can that be the secret to
It
why am
is
I here? Who am
it is the
I? And I got
secret
saved.
though. It is the secret though. And
But
you know, when
you
I
know what
got
I mean?
discovered that,
Like,
It's breaking up. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It broke up.
Oh,
But I'm just saying, the human is not to be endured, no matter what our journey's been. It's to be lived. And to live is the highest inspiration, praise, creativity,
mm,
spontaneity, intuition, imagination, courage, love, whatever we can do. It's not in what we can say or what I can convince you of, or vice versa, or this or that. It's just like surf's up. Who wants to jump in? Well, how do we know what's in there? I don't fucking know. But this is how the mother
it's like
implied.
a comedy, as I say, because do you know when I first got that, when I was told you just have to be, so I was like, wait a minute, that's it. That's all I've been looking for is just to be. Really? It's that simple. It was like one of those moments of, oh, well, what was all that about? What was all the other stuff about? You know? And it's like just the simplicity of it, but also in that there is a challenge for people just to like come into that simplicity of you just have to be yourself. There is nothing else to do or be. And to be yourself means all of you is welcome. Every single thing is welcome. There is no, you have to present in a kind of way. You just have to be like yourself. And and in and I'll just go back to the conversation we were having about Trump as well. People like that are the grit in the shell. That's how I see those people. They're the grit that are creating the pearl, that are agitating the thing, and then we create the pearls out of that. If we allow ourselves just to be ourselves and not go along for the ride. We are the ride ourselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can relate. Real quick, it was what you said, and this again is the last couple of days on the beach. Taken to a point where a human soul and all that's contained that I am in my unique soul signature with all multi-dimensionality to be considered in this spot that for some reason we're all most conscious and we're here being humans. Uh, you be yourself. You
Mhm,
don't have to apologize to be yourself. You don't need to explain to be yourself.
mhm,
You may have issues trying to do that, but to be yourself is to discover the inner slash outer universe. And what I
mhm,
got was when you do that, that's why you can do it at any day, any moment, any place, anytime. That is your fullest potential in that moment contribution to all aspects of the Trinity, me, you, and the collective. And we know it goes way beyond that. But yeah, that you be yourself. And you know
mm,
what? Which is really cool to me. I like the way you explain it because that's how the conversations I have with my soul are. But it's really cool because it is funny. You
mm.
go, you know what? I just get to be me. I don't have to. I get to be me.
Yeah.
And then really all the conversations we've had, all the explanations, being the observer and being the avatar at the same time, blah 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 blah. You actually hit this space.
Mhm. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Um, being me right now is such a wide spectrum in expression because I'm learning to express from this place. So in doing that, sometimes I am as big as the universe myself, and sometimes I am the smallest little child. Like I know for a fact I would not be on this show right now if I didn't embrace that childlike thing of like seeing you online and going, the grown-up part of me was like, oh yes, I wonder how you get on Todd's show. Let's make a call. And the little girl in me was like, I want to play with Todd, I want to play with Todd. And if I sent that out into the universe, that was my genuine, like childlike 3-year-old. Oh, there's a playmate over there. Oh, what's your name? Kind of thing. Like just no inhibitions, just like that's why it manifested because I was genuinely just in that childlike wonder of, oh my God, my deepest desire right now is to play in Todd's Field. And then it just happened. And that's the thing. Can we allow ourselves to be be whatever it is that's moving through us in that moment without thinking, oh my God, I'm going to look like a dumbass right now, or I look stupid or childish, or you know what I mean? Or I need to look intelligent or professional. My thing that I've just broken over the last few weeks is I have to be professional. What that fucking means.
I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never been anything. I've been everything but professional. Um,
It means, but it was like I had this thing that I'm bringing a book out and I'm doing a podcast, and it's like, well, it has to be a certain way, and this, and now I'm just like, I'm too tired for shit. Let's just do it as it is. Whatever it is in the moment is what it's meant to be, you know?
how would you? I again, you know how we receive information now, and it changes every day. You can go back
Yeah,
5 years
every
ago,
day.
but
Yeah.
like getting the energy off somebody's picture or their post, or I mean, these are things that are real. They're more
Hmm.
real than what we speak to each other, and they're coming
Yeah.
online with so many other things, etc. And the spontaneity and the guts, I'm going to say, right? Because my soul's telling me walk the talk, win, lose or
Mhm.
draw, walk the talk. Just and share that as much as you can, whatever. So, um, I took your energy in. You put up a post or something. I think it was a short video, and I'm like, boom. And I think I sent you a note. It was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was just now getting back into what I'm doing now. And I told Morgan, I said, I sent this sister carrying the mother energy a message. And I told her who you were, and she said, "Oh, she's been to my groups." I'm like, "No
Mhm.
shit, right?" And so then I saw something else, and then it was like I saw you went live with someone you mentioned earlier. Who was that?
Mary?
Who was that you interviewed? You interviewed somebody.
Mary Costello.
Oh, that's right, Mary Costello. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was. And so I just felt it. So that's what I am becoming to know more and more is physical synchronicities, right? Beyond the
Mhm.
numbers, beyond this and that. But I'm talking sun, birds, wind, waves, when they break, blah blah. I mean, this is where we're at. So I'd like to ask you. That was very long-winded, but out of reverence and reverence, honor, and respect, and not to put you on the spot. Not something I've done a lot, but to here at the 1 hour mark, um, enter a sacred space openly, our souls and our hearts and our minds. And maybe I'm not a real good light worker. I'm not real uh, normal, but to just close our eyes, take a minute to honor this space that you and I and all these people and all the world, etc., uh, where we're at, what we're talking about. And would you do that with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start it since I put my foot out there. and, um, and, well, I have a feeling I know what'll happen. So Wow, powerful day. Seven planets are, I believe, are going to align in the next 24 hours, about 24 hours from now. Um, we live in prolific, profound, unbelievable, unexpected times. Soul is the mother goddess. So in this moment with my sister and all my brothers and sisters, we form the circle of life and we put ourselves in the middle. And all of our multidimensional aspects surround us in more and more circles around the original circle. And we honor these aspects. We honor the body, the human, the ego, the mind, etc., in the greatest reverence and recognize the code that it offers for us now. This was not something we endured. These were the seeds we planted, and now we've come to reap what we have sown.
Mm.
And may I say, I honor the Mother Goddess, the space in between, and her daughter that has shown up here today, and all those that have on the face of this earth. Thank you for letting me speak, and may you speak to us.
This is a time of harvest. We have done due diligence. We have done the work. We can take our foot off the brakes. Everything is in order. We are remembering how to trust, how to relax back into the arms of Mother, to receive her nourishment and her love that has always been there. We are remembering who we are, who we came to be, our place in the fabric of life. Have faith in the deeper knowing that with each thing that is being asked to be removed and stripped bare, it is being replaced with things that are more in alignment with the truth of who you are as a being, that will bring more joy, more peace, more stillness, more of a sense of gratitude for life. We are not meant to suffer. We are not meant to feel scarce. We have reached a point where we have gathered all that we needed to. And now we are making it anew. But first, we must feel and clear the field in order for the new mother matrix to be implanted solid, so that as each part of the distorted construct is taken away, it is instantaneously replaced with the remembrance of love. And let that wash away your fears. You think you knew love before, You ain't got no idea. The love that's coming now. It's like, oh,
That's how they talk to me. I'm glad they talk to
yeah,
you that way.
yeah, they do. It's like, it's so juicy. It's like, girl, you ain't got no idea. They talk to me like that all the time. But yeah, it's what's coming in replace of what we think we're losing will create so much more ease in the body. I think we've got used to distortions of that we're supposed to always be on edge. That it's become so normal that we've forgotten we're meant to be at peace. And so, yeah, hold on, chickaboos. Mama's in the house. Yeah.
That transmission climaxed at 3:33 p.m. Central Standard Time in Buenos Aires, Mexico. We we got that 5 minutes. This has been really awesome. Really has. An hour and 5 minutes. You know, it's funny because all the things that happened to us here over the last few years, we go through it. We're like, oh my God, where'd time go? And then you have
Yeah.
an experience where it's like, oh my God, it's only been an hour and 5 minutes. But I really appreciate being able to be in this space. And yeah, I really
Hmm.
do for all of us. But I wanted to see if we could tap in because we know we can't tap in like we used to. You could tap in and say, hey, wait a minute, nobody's answering anymore. There's a whole different network of, right?
Yeah.
Almost like we created these sub connections as we deconstructed the original connection. And so here we are. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to see if we could tap in. That's not my forte, but I really feel like that we're all self-sourcing more and more and more,
Mhm.
and it's just part of the reality. You can read all the books you want. You can do whatever. We can tell people this, tell people that. It's going to be a real strange conversion in many different ways, including practitioners and et cetera, and podcasters and et cetera. But all of the information we've received has no higher use than in our conscious human experience, which has taken on broader and broader, you know, streams. Um, is there anything else that you could share with yourself, with me, with everybody that's happening right now, personally, collectively, everything in between? Um, there's no right or wrong answer. Just what are you feeling?
Hmm.
How is it going? What are you feeling? Thank you.
Hmm. To get used to just feeling the body, you know, it really has a big part to play. And for women, the womb is key. The rearrangement of what's happening around the body, particularly the womb of women. Like you said, we've journeyed so long with a particular aspect of everything and everything that we've read about what the womb is and everything that we've read about what the body is. It's like it's almost obsolete now. And so the key is because I thought I was losing my mind at one point because I had no memory of stuff. And so, but it was to get me to feel. Feeling is everything right now. And I know that it's probably the last thing that people want to do because they're feeling so much. But that's the key. We're not meant to feel what's going on outside. We're meant to feel what's going on inside. so that you can feel your uniqueness, you know? I am tuning into my body right now. I am fascinated because there's a whole galaxy going on in there, things that I never knew were possible. And it's like I'm being attuned to the most subtle aspects of my body. It's like I can feel my fascia moving now. The most subtle thing that I've had to get so quiet inside to realize that that is the structure that is holding everything in my body. It's holding it all together. And listening and tuning into that. One, there's so many like past memories that are coming up and going, where on earth was that stored? But just then letting it go and then feeling the lightness that's replaced in that because we're tuning into the subtle vibration of life and ourselves and everything. Um, yeah, feeling is key and it starts inside first.
Yeah. Yeah. And it seems like that journey has always been taking place from the observer point in terms of our human experience. Like we were the redheaded stepchild or we were the weakest link in the chain,
Hmm.
you know? And that's not the case
Mm. No.
at all. And you can't get cocky about it. You can't make yourself more humble about it. Um, but it is within us.
It
It
is
is.
what, sorry? Oh, what's
It's
in it?
within us. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's within us. I mean, it really is. And
Hmm.
it's coming on fast and furious. And I don't think anyone is going to be excluded or left out. Many, 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 many cycles. And every moment is fresh. Every moment, I'm not who I was an hour and 11 minutes ago. Well,
Hmm.
11 when we started this. When we started
Yeah.
this. No, not. And you're not either, and none of us are. And so
Hmm.
it makes no sense. Makes no
Yeah.
sense to me. I mean,
Mm.
but it makes all the sense in the world. And then somebody's like, okay, explain that. I'm like, I can't. I can't. Just the heart. You can almost feel like the more the heart opens, the more the chakra channel flows.
Hmm. Yeah, you said a key thing there. When people ask you to explain, it's like because questions to me now, like I go like rabbit in a headlight because I'm like, you want me to come up with an explanation? It's like I don't know, kind of thing. Because we're not meant to know. This is the thing. It's like our brains are. We're learning that our brains are like a secondary thing, and feeling and the heart is everything. And so it's like we don't need these long-winded explanations. And you just need to come into the body and feel. And you stand next to a person and really feel yourself. You will feel everything. There'll be less and less need for explanations and words and thoughts. It's like now, and I'm just going to say this one thing, particularly to the women that I kind of serve and want to call into like I think you used the word responsibility before, like, but just this call into being and to just remember that as a woman who is crossing the threshold of perimenopause into menopause, we get told so much shit about our bodies and what it is and what it's meant to be. But I want to just say it is the most potent time of your life. And I thought I was having menopausal brain, like not being able to remember everything, but it wasn't. It was like as my hormones were shifted, it's like our brains get switched back offline so that we can be the most intuitive, guided by source, tap back into the very fabric of the veil because we no longer have to have our energy going out, it's going in and we're connecting back to the veil. And so I'm kind of saying this as a call to order that you're so needed. You are not, you know, reaching the end of your path as we get told in this crazy world. It is the most potent time and your wounds are needed. That's just the message.
Oh my God,
It's
I can't believe you put it that way. That's awesome.
yeah.
Your wounds are need our wounds are needed. Um, God, that's what you made me think of earlier. Um, like, because to me, it's always been about, okay, what does that all mean right now? As I'm on the beach or sitting in this chair or walking, you know what I mean? And what I got, and I know this may not make sense, the connection, but this is how I can explain it for myself and how I understand what you're saying. Whatever it is, whatever it fucking is, personal, country, religion, whatever it is, trauma, uh, violation, whatever it is, let's be real. Um, this dark, decrepit sexual bullshit that's all over this planet.
Hmm.
The worst sexual violation you've ever had or you ever created, whatever. Feel it.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
is it.
That is it.
If you have to be alone, go in and feel it. Okay, so
Hmm.
there are children. I mean, take it to the point you need. Take it because your soul will say, okay, you got it. Feel it. Feel it. Our
Hmm.
wounds, what's left of them, are, before, let's just say before, there was, you know, 100 trillion streams of it. Now there's six or eight or 10 or 12 because we're all coming down to the same thing. We all have to see and deal with and own and be and understand and comprehend the same thing, love the same thing.
Hmm.
I will, I love you and I know I do because I do not fear you anymore. I can maybe tomorrow, but I cannot explain, be, know a love any bigger than that in this present moment. That explains it to me. So, Todd, feel it. This is what I tell myself. Ain't about
Hmm.
that person, ain't about that, ain't about this, ain't about that, ain't about bank accounts, ain't feel it. Oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
63 years old. I just sprained my ankle 5 days ago. My leg's still swollen. This crazy collective shit going on. Mother's saying, I need you to get on the microphone and collaborate with your sister and really, okay, what happens after this episode? I don't know.
Hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll give you what you need to know as your foot's about to land on the next step
Yeah.
in this big ocean, right? But no, really, like I feel like that's really it, to feel it and to feel things, really feel things. I don't care
Hmm.
how close you are to someone else, and I don't know anything, but I don't know how, from my own perspective, anyone could be closer to another person and to have, and I'm talking about Morgan, to have that range of multidimensionality experiences, channel, yeah, all that stuff, and to be concentrated here in the human, in the unknown.
Hmm.
Like, mother,
Mm.
that's what you're saying that my sister said, step into it and let go. Well,
Hmm.
I don't know the words. Yes.
It's so funny because my guide speak to me in such a weird way, and it was like the message today was like, well, not today, but for the past few weeks, if you smelt it, you dealt it. So it's like if I if I'm sensing
Are
something,
you
feels
serious? Are you
like,
serious? I thought mine were like very unique, but that's like that takes the top. That takes it all.
Honestly, sometimes I think, who are you? But yeah, but it's like you said, it's like rather than getting reactive to something, it's like if you see it or feel it or what, just move it. Just let it move through you. Let it become part of the fabric of the thing and like, yeah, like a fart in the wind, basically, and it'll dissipate. Just let it be.
I think there's, I think it's beyond our explanation. I don't know if it's transmutation or transformation, but yeah, it's like, yeah, for myself, I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer, but to feel, that's what I'm receiving, to feel it all. And there's no time limit. There's no, you
Hmm.
just feel it till you can't feel it anymore. And that's anger,
Mm.
that's horrible
Yeah.
things, and it's every single thing. Just
Yeah.
because, like you said, we need our wounds now,
Mm.
and we need our wounds now.
Are you there? The
Yeah, I
sound.
said like four times, but the way I
Um,
ended it was we need our wounds now. What you said.
I actually
We
said wombs, as in women's
Oh,
wombs, but
wounds. Well, hey,
wombs,
well, you know what?
wombs is the same thing because
You can't
the
get into the womb without getting through the wounds. At
through
least
the
that's,
womb
yeah,
because
but
there's
I
so
didn't even
been
know,
so much wounding
I didn't
actually
know that's what you said. Yeah.
to the
Sorry about that.
feminine womb, but it makes complete sense. It could be either word right now. It could be either word right now. And that's the beauty of what's kind of happening. But what I will say is that I get it. I get why people don't want to feel because we've been so conditioned to not feel. And so it can feel very strange to begin to feel through the body. But trust me, I would not be sitting here laughing if on the other side of that, of on the other side of feeling was this joy that can come. And I'm not saying I'm joyful every day, but part of my story is I suffered the most horrendous trauma, sexual trauma from being 2 years old and um, right up until the age of 50, and so many other things, violence and whatever. And it's like, I never understood why, but now I do because I can hold a range of, I can just hold it because I know that it's not me. It was part of my journey, but now it's moved through me. And the opposite of that much pain and trauma is the opposite of joy. It's like because we're meant to feel the full spectrum. So it's like you say, let's just feel it. Let's just feel it. And like do it together, you don't have to do it on your own. It's like you don't have to be Billy No Mates like I do. But in doing it together, it's not to then be like taking it other people's emotions on and being colluding with them or going on the ride with them. You're just being in the space with them so that they know that they're not alone. You're not alone. I thought I was so alone. Oh my God. And after I came back, after like being thrown into the fabric of the universe and coming back, it's like, how could I ever think I wasn't loved by life? It just, do you know? It's like just all those crazy stories we tell ourselves. It's like,
That's the real thing, though.
oh,
That's
yeah.
the real thing, though. Like, and I think you said it best. I'd be right. Again, I'm speaking from my own experience all my life. Um, my greatest pain and sufferings have come from my intention and efforts to love.
Hmm. Yeah.
And something's changed now.
Hmm.
I don't have to tell somebody. I don't have to, it's who we are.
Hmm.
It's that real. It's like, when I do go to the beach out here, always I pull up like somebody dropped a nuclear bomb in the middle of the bay, and this big mushroom starts, and it's like, oh shit, this stuff's over. I'm like, I got to get back to the condo as quick as I can. Try to convince Morgan to get butt naked and jump in the bed because the world's ending. but but to be in a space, and you can't bullshit it, which it feels like to me we don't have a choice. It's happening. Let go or be dragged. Um, but basically, this is happening. And to be present means to be present,
Mhm.
to really be present. And
Mhm.
things happen. Things happen. Um, and I feel that, as much as things have changed over the last, let's say the last 2, 3, 4 years. I mean, we talk about, man, this month was a year. And then you have another one, the next one comes, and we have all these cycles playing out. I really, really believe 100% that since on or about November, January, whatever, we're on the other side.
Mhm.
We really are. No matter what we're seeing,
Yeah.
we're on the other side, and we're gonna unwind with ease and grace, and we're gonna come to the highest epiphanies and revelations and
Mhm.
experiences. And oh my God, I can't believe that shit just happened. Let's do it again. Moments, right?
Mhm.
In our soul's history. This is a
Mhm.
special time, and it's a weird, strange time, especially now. But I think, yeah, it comes down to us, to our individual self, and then as we share, which is really the
Mhm.
special part of it. You
Yeah.
share with a physical mirror, your partner, your friend, whatever, and it begins to grow.
Mhm.
And we don't have to think about how do we go clean the ocean, or how do we construct this green farm, or do this. It actually just starts to happen
Mhm.
because it's happened here, so to speak. Well, really here.
Mhm. Through
Okay,
the
I'm
body.
going with this.
Like you said, it's already in place. These are just the motions that we're going through, but the structure of the new is already in place. And it's like in each moment we have a choice whether we're moving with that and moving with love and moving from the heart or not. And we will come up against things. I'm coming up against a big thing right now because there's a young gentleman that's come into my life and he's convinced I
Oh
am
my
the.
God, we can do a 30-minute extension on this episode. We want to hear about this.
So the reason I'm bringing this is because you mentioned Morgan and you knew who Morgan was before she knew who you were, as in um, when you first got together, you knew she was your love, right?
Wait a second. You just like how you I won't go into the explanation. How did you know that?
How do I know that? Because I just do.
Yeah.
I do because I've followed you for a long time and you've given little snippets of the story
That was a
here.
long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago, and I pieced together. But
We're in our 10th year, but yeah,
yeah,
you know what? It was
so when
actually
I
about this.
first,
Yeah.
yeah, so when I first came across you was like all those years ago. And I heard that, and it's always stayed with me because it's happened to me now. There's a young gentleman, and he's like, he's convinced he knows who I am before I know who we are. Okay. And so in that moment, it's almost like, I don't want to know. I've got my mission to do. I've got this to do. I ain't got time for love and all that stuff that you tell yourself. But it's almost like I can tell myself those things in the head, but then I have to listen to my body and listen to the force of love that wants to come from that and have a choice in the moment and let go of all the things of who I think he's supposed to be, what he's supposed to look like, what job he's supposed to be doing, all the crazy things that we tell ourselves about coming together. And I just feel like this wave that I'm feeling of love, of we've got to drop all this weird notion we've got about divine unions and blah, blah, blah. And they've got to be exalted and this, that, and the other. He's just an ordinary guy with an ordinary job, a very 3D person, but his heart is like the purest divine heart I have ever felt in my entire life. And so I have to surrender the bullshit stories I'm telling myself and just go with it so that we can create a vortex of love and be challenged in that moment, every single moment.
Oh
And I
God.
really had to say that
This is
because
it.
there are so many goddesses out there that are waiting for this shining arm. And it's like, as a priestess, as a woman who has been through sexual trauma and gone through the process of um, initiating myself as a sacred priestess that carries the like erotic impulse, the innocent erotic impulse. I am the one that initiates the the men, the man. I
That's
am the
what I
one.
was. Yeah.
I have to get into order. And I have to bring that into being. And I have to remember the hell I am as woman with a womb that is connected to mother, to life, that creates. We are the ones we are waiting for that are initiating the men right now. And so I've had to drop all that nonsense and just get with it because
You
it's
know,
time.
that's that was a huge, profound series and drops of wisdom. And the funny thing is you started it by saying, which shocked me, because I've never even thought about it, because my relationship, as with everything else, has become less linear and chronological. It's an energetic thing, which doesn't have like dates, right? But
Mhm,
anyway, the reason it's interesting is because you said you recognized her before she recognized you. And that's true because I actually stalked her for like 6 months. And then I reached out to her. It was about this time of year when it started. Could be this day, 10 years ago. But anyway, but I came to realize as we uh, had the experience that what you said is very true. And I learned it very quick, very quick. And that was I didn't start this by stalking her.
mm,
She chose me. And which is interesting too, because at a galactic level, she's got me beat. like, you know what I mean? I'm over here in the water. And so, but I knew that and I felt that, but yet they're one and the same. It's like weird, right? So it's going to what you were saying right now, which makes more sense to me than ever. Doesn't matter who went first,
mhm,
chicken and the egg. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
mhm.
This is where we're at. And all
Yeah.
the code, human and otherwise, that got us to this point is simply information. And yet, through this um, fogginess, this whatever, all the stuff we've been through, we still stand here together. Or we just met. This 3D guy just hit me up, and yeah. But yeah, I told her, just like he's telling you, I told her.
Apparently.
I told I made her talk to we connected at 3:33. Oh my God. Remember I said a minute ago when you were going through your thing, it's 3:33 right here because it's 4:02 now. But 3:33 in the morning, my time. She's in Australia. We connect. And we have this whole thing happen. I've written about it before. She's written about it. The next day I get up about 10 my time. It must be late, going into after late afternoon with her. And I hit her up. I said, I got to talk to you. I don't talk to anybody. I don't talk to people. Now she was doing a lot of energy work with people, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, 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 you got to talk to me. And so she agreed, without video. And so we have this exchange. And in that moment, I can totally understand what he's representing to you or what with that energy. And I said, hey, this is you know, I think the first thing I said to her was, I heard in my head, this is Merlin's daughter. Like, I don't even know who Merlin is, right? This is Merlin's daughter. And then I said to her verbally, I said, I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's like you were a little girl. I was a little boy. We're holding hands. We're walking on the virgin earth. And we said to each other, I'll see you at the end.
Mhm.
Right? Like, how does that stuff come up? And of course, she told me for 2 weeks. She said, "This is going to happen for 2 weeks. You're going to feel like you're in love with me." And, because we were merging and we were like connected. And I said, "No, no." And then 2 weeks went by, and then she got an epiphany like, oh my God, he's not going away. But these are the things that are real, and you can't fake them. They're not twin flame. It's not this, all that. It's a choice that you make now. And there's no
Mhm.
judgment, no good or bad, no right or wrong. It's just, but I find a great, like so much moving in right now, something moving into my body, my soul, body, mind, heart, whatever you want to call it, like something biologically coming in that says all this stuff happened and this happened. So this happened for
Mhm.
you. Could be somebody, some guy out of nowhere going, "Hey, you're the one." And you're like, "Oh my God, go away." But no, you can't. Or me saying, after all we've been through, all the stuff we've been through, this life and other times, we're still on the other side of this thing together, holding hands. That says
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Yeah.
how I feel about all of us that showed up here on the earth, to be honest with you. I really do. I don't give a shit
Mhm.
what anyone's
Yeah.
biases or prejudices are. I understand them and I know that, and with compassion for myself and others, but we're some bad motherfuckers.
Hmm.
We are. Excuse my
Truly.
French, and I don't mean to disrespect you or anything, but this is
If
just
you've
how my
not
kid
noticed, I
speaks. And
swear like a
but
trooper.
seriously, we are we can take some pride in that. I believe it.
Hmm.
And the miracle network, the magical network, the whatever 5D plus in physicality is on. It's on. And I
Hmm.
believe it's through things, exchanges like this, or experiences like this, or observing things like this, or whatever. I
Yeah.
really feel that.
Yeah. Me too. This is it.
Thank you
And
for letting me
yeah,
speak. Thank you.
thank you so much. This
Are you
was.
like a cosmic cougar?
Do you know this guy, right? Apparently, he'd been following me around the supermarkets for like weeks without me even. It's like stalker. And he's like, he just knows. He just knows. I don't know. I'm like, no. But like Morgan said, he's not going away. So it's like, I need to just surrender into whatever the thing is. But yeah,
Yeah.
cosmic cougar, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a whole different, it's a whole, right? It's a whole different trip when you take someone else in the physicality into you, because what you were saying earlier, like you really hit it. I mean, to me, it was the high point of this time together. That whatever it is that that's outside of you, that you, to me, let's just say, or Morgan or another person or my mother or whatever, we have the ability to feel everything and know everything that they do from that
Hmm.
human point, not from that galactic point, from that human point.
Yeah.
And that is an equalizer in itself. And to me, that is the mother. That is that, you know what I mean? Like, how do you explain it? I don't know how to explain it, but that's that. That's what I feel, and it also works both ways, because, like with the situation with this guy, I can't even imagine. I'd be like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then you go to sleep, and he pops in. You know what I mean? Like, so there's something to be said for that.
Hmm.
There's something to be said. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and step into this mutual space.
Hmm.
That's us, right? That's the third energy, and see what happens, because we
Yeah.
have no guarantees, no promises, no nothing.
Hmm.
But that is the only thing we have, and it can be said so many different ways. Uh, that's different than what we have.
Hmm.
Step in with me, kind of thing.
Yeah, step in with me.
Or
There's no like, this is inventing or making something. It's like, I chose to just step in. to look and just see what happens with no
Yeah.
expectation, no nothing. But it's an agreement of stepping in. And whether that's in a relationship or in life or in a situation that's happening now, it's like every moment is a choice. Am I going to step in and see what happens? It's like being in suspended animation, like step in and just see what happens. Step in and see what happens. Because, like we said before, we're not being shown anything.
No. The only thing you're being shown is the door. The only thing we're being shown is the fucking door. The
Like so
mother's
monotonous.
just like the mother, the mother bird, the mother hen, with a nest up in a tree. At some point, you got to kick them out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So to me, the only thing I
Hmm.
love what you said. The only thing that we're being shown is the door, and that's
Yeah.
not that's that's it. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And when we go into, because we do, anyone that's ever had like you, near death, or you're falling off your bicycle as somebody, and everything slows way down, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's when we go into the suspended animation, and I believe that's very likely what's happening right now. We're going, holy shit, what?
Yeah.
As we're like sprouting out like a fountain, and
It's
it's a wild,
okay.
crazy thing from the human perspective, but. It's been a real pleasure and an
Oh
honor
my
to speak with
gosh.
you today.
Mm.
We'll have to do it again sometime. And
Oh.
thank you for staying up late with me. And thank you for understanding how I missed it. And I really feel like it was worthwhile.
Hmm.
And I wish you the best. Blessings of grace to you and yours, and all those things that you get into from here. And I'm sure there again, yeah, I think we will.
Mm. Thank you so much. It's been such a joy and an honor. And I cannot believe I started following you like 10 years ago. This is so weird. Um, it's 10 years. Like what? But yeah, it's a pleasure to have been sat in and had conversation with you. It's been
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Well, good luck on that recent connection that you've made. I'll pray for you,
Thank you
me and the
so
grandmothers
much.
and the
Please do,
godfathers.
because my mind's going like, what is going on here?
And maybe maybe the next conversation we'll have, we can talk about it
Yeah.
and laugh. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Have a great day. Have a great life. Thank you very much for this eternal moment. Thank you everybody for coming in and listening. And we'll see you